These are angry moments in the NBA.
Oh, there's a swing by O'Neal, and they get a Bruja.
This is shame. Shame for the referees, shame for the league to allow this.
Nurkic came over and pushed Grant Williams.
And first, an NBA player lost his control and almost slapped the referee.
Have a lot of deflections tonight.
And Jokic teed up for the second time, and he's gone.
I mean, the Zebras deserve even more, but at least he wasn't physical like number 19, because LeBron James was getting swept by the Nuggets when he started fighting with Aaron Gordon.
And a foul down the other end. James and Gordon getting into it. The officials trying to get between them. James doesn't usually react like that.
Bro really lost all his cool. But look, LeBron isn't the only one losing his shit, because at number 18, Steph Curry gets ejected for throwing his mouthpiece at the referee.
Curry being guarded by Chalmers. Curry lost him and got all the way to the cup.
Well, it's got to be a technical. He's got to be thrown out.
And Curry has been thrown out of the game.
God damn, that's straight up disrespectful. And so is number 17, because during the game between the Mavericks and the Suns, Grant Williams started disrespecting KD.
Never once see it in that tight window make it and complete it. That is Luka Doncic. This guy is just ridiculous.
Nurkic came over and pushed Grant Williams.
And if you swing at the Slim Reaper, you best not miss, because later in the third quarter, Nurkic got into Williams' head and got his ass shipped to the locker room.
Oh, Grant Williams tried to draw the charge. Nurkic kind of looking at him, and Williams gets up. He's upset.
That's going to be a technical on
Grant Williams, yeah. He just got tossed.
But another NBA player held a grudge for even longer at number 16, because Jabari Smith Jr. and Chris Dunn were ready to throw hands after a heated exchange back in January of 2024.
There is a battle down low for that rebound, and it's ripped away by Markin. And Dunn and Smith get into it and have to be separated.
But the wildest part was 2 months later, they had to face each other once again. But this time, they decided to turn an NBA game into a full-blown boxing match.
Craig?
Uh-oh, we got another one.
Those two got into it the last time saw Utah, and I'm sure Jabari had not forgotten.
Good Lord, that was the weakest punch in NBA history. But look, sometimes it takes even less for players to lose their control, because at number 15, Marcus Smart started chasing another player. See, in a game between the Hawks and the Celtics, Marcus Smart and DeAndre Bembry were having a heated exchange when a referee teed them both up, hoping it would all chill down.
Did they just tee up Marcus Smart? Whoa.
Man, losing your cool is already embarrassing enough. After hearing what Bembry said, I would have snapped too. You should subscribe to Dime. But for number 14, two players once threw the two worst punches in NBA history. See, during the game between the Bulls and the Raptors, Serge Ibaka shoved Robin Lopez in the back, which had Lopez completely fired up.
Jimmy Butler, who has 24. We got a fight. Watch out. Lopez and Ibaka throwing punches. Oh, yeah.
Dog, how hard can it be to connect one? It's like they completely glitched out. And so was number 13, because two players hated each other so much, it turned them into best friends. See, in the 1999 Classic between the Lakers and the Rockets, Charles Barkley was one beef away from having a full-blown brawl with Shaquille O'Neal when this happened.
I wouldn't want Fisher necessarily to take that shot that fast.
Oh, there's a swing by O'Neal, and they get a Bruja on the floor.
Yeah, and just like that, a friendship started blossoming. Because after getting ejected, both players got a phone handed to them even before reaching the locker room.
As soon as I get to the thing, Jerome hands me the phone. And I hear this lady's voice I never heard before. You better not put your hands on my baby. And I'm like, who is this? It's Mama Barker. And I was like, hello? She's like, yeah, I'm on the phone with your mama. And his mom, my mom was on three-way. She said, don't you know we've been best friends for about 20, 30 years? Now you go after the game, you go give him a hug. Y'all don't need to be fighting on TV like that. So that's how me and him became cool. So
man, life really comes at you fast. But being enemies to friends, that's just beautiful. But there ain't nothing beautiful about Draymond Green at number 12, because he once made his own comrade Steph Curry cry. See, during the 2023-24 season, Green was not only ejected 4 times, he was also suspended for 12 games, leaving Curry alone with his splash bro that's missing a knee. And during one of the most important regular season games, Draymond Green decided to throw the game.
Draymond's got to be careful here. You got multiple guys from the Warriors bench just coming over just to make sure Draymond doesn't go over the line here. You got to watch out. He's letting them hear it. The officials are kind of letting him say his piece. He got another tag. He's gone. He just got ejected.
Now, after that whole incident, you could tell Curry was getting emotional. So you could just imagine how this would go. Because not only did Curry drag the Warriors on his back to the W, on the final play of the night, he had to let his emotions go.
Step for three. Got it! Put him to sleep. Night-night. The closer.
Yeah, and that's why you never want to piss off Curry. But for number 11, we got to talk about the time a 14-year-old kid avenged his favorite player. See, in 1991, the NBA was anything but soft. And in a game between the Bad Boy Pistons and the Jazz, things would get much worse. Because just 5 minutes into the first quarter, Karl Malone would hit Isaiah Thomas so bad, he would have to be rushed to the hospital and get 40 stitches.
He comes down slower than any guy in the league. Driving. Down he goes, Isaiah. We got a whistle. Isaiah's eyes cut badly. Oh, he took a blow to the head. Blood all over his forehead. Isaiah Thomas. Karl Malone being separated. Here comes, off the bench, Walker throwing punches.
Now, what Karl Malone had no idea of was that it would be a 14-year-old Kenyon Martin who vowed to get his ass back.
We playing Utah. Y'all remember Karl Malone elbowed Isaiah Thomas and split him open?
Way before you was even in the league.
And never thought I was gonna be in the NBA to begin with. But I remember he had him leaking, right? We playing Utah, we in Jersey. And on the break, John Stockton dropped that thing off to him. I go right upside Karl Malone's head. Boom! Lay him out. And he didn't get up and do nothing.
Damn, my man held a grudge for over a decade. But anyways, we're in the top 10. So you know these moments aren't just heated, they're straight up vicious. And we gotta mention the time one NBA player took his hate for Chris Paul to a whole new level. During the 2021 Western Conference Finals, the Clippers were playing the Suns. And what not a lot of people knew heading into the series was that Pat Bev and Chris Paul had a real hatred for each other.
You know, people don't know that's a little dirty motherfucker, man. Chris know that too, man.
And this would all be shown during Game 6. See, during the start of the third quarter, CP3 was starting to get hot, hitting shot after shot. And by the start of the fourth, the Suns would be up by 16. But as the game went on, all hell would break loose. Because with 6 minutes left of the game, Chris Paul wanted to shove it all up Pat's face. That's when this happened.
Oh, what? I mean, that's as unsportsmanlike as it gets. Patrick Beverley losing control.
Yeah, Beverley had enough of Chris Paul and the Suns. Eventually, though, he would take the hatred even further. Because in 2022, Pat Bev went on national TV and told the whole world that Chris Paul ain't nothing but a cone.
Man, CP can't guard nobody, man. Everybody in the NBA know that. Everybody know that.
Anybody.
What we call them? Cone. You know what you do with cones? Like when in the summertime, you got a cone. You make a move. What does the cone do?
Stay still.
Exactly. He's a cone. Stop playing, man. Everybody knows that. Everyone knows that. It's just y'all don't want to accept it.
Hold up. Is this the same guy that can't even find a team in the NBA? Yeah. It's time to shut your ass up, Pat. Now for number 9, we got to talk about the coach with the biggest set of balls. See, Serbian coach Darko Rajakovic was preparing his team for an important game against the Lakers. And heading into the fourth, the Raptors were in a close lead before the referees became a problem. Because every time the Raptors touched a player from the Lakers, they would get a free throw. I mean, just going to YouTube highlights of the game and checking the comments, people were going nuts about the officiating. And they weren't the only ones, because Darko decided he couldn't have it like this anymore and said exactly how he felt.
What happened tonight, this is completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees, shame for the league to allow this. 23 free throws for them, and we get 2 free throws in the fourth quarter. Like, how to play the game. I understand respect for all stars and all that, but we have star players on our team as well. How's possible as Scotty Barnes, who is all-star caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force and trying to get to the rim without flopping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for the whole game. How's that possible? How you gonna explain that to me?
Now look, we gotta talk about Matt Barnes at number 8, because he once lost his cool and assaulted another player. See, back in 2010, Matt Barnes was playing for the Lakers with his teammate Derek Fisher. And not only did they become friends, he invited him into his home and introduced him to his family. But in 2016, it would all take a nasty turn. Because after divorcing his wife, he thought his friend would be there to have his back. But instead, he was hitting his ex-wife from the back.
So me and the boys are in the Escalade They're watching their little cartoon way in the back, and we're waiting for Gloria to come back, and she starts walking out of the place she got her food, not realizing that her Bluetooth comes on in the car. It's just like a movie. So her Bluetooth, so her whole conversation stops the boys' movie. They don't really pick up on it, but I'm just like, yo, I fucking know this voice, and I hear, baby, I miss you, and I can't wait to see you again, and we had so much fun in New York. I'm like, what the fuck? That's Derek's voice. So that's the first time I'm like, what the f is going on? So she gets back in the car. I'm like, who the f you talking to? And she kind of freezes up, and I know it was Derek, and I said, I was like, Derek, next time I see him, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, and it hung up.
Yeah, Derek messed up, and Matt Barnes was not playing around. Because those weren't just empty threats. My man straight up went after Derek's head.
And I'm like, Carter, what's up, bro? And he shakes his head, nothing. It's like, what's going on? Like, why are you not talking? He just shakes his head, nothing. And then he puts his head down on the couch and puts a pillow over his face. And in the phone, he's like, your friend Derek is over here. And I'm like, no fucking way. Like, this is not real. I'm like, what? I was like, where's your mom? And he's like, well, mommy, Isaiah, and Derek are at the store or something like that. So when I hit my other twin, Isaiah, I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? I was like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, we just got done running errands. We went to the store and to the airport. I'm like, oh, who did you pick up from the airport? So it's almost like I'm asking him a question, but he doesn't want to tell on his mom. So I can tell I'm looking at his iPad, and he looks up at his mom like, can I answer this question? So I'm like, all right, let me talk. He's like, we went to pick up mommy's friend Derek. And I'm like, oh, so Carter said this my friend, and then Isaiah said this mommy's friend. So I was like, let me talk to your mom. And she takes the iPad, and she's like, I can't talk right now. I'm getting ready to have some people. I was like, man, f that. So she goes in the garage, and she's like, well, I wanted to tell you, but today happened. I didn't know how to tell you. I was like, you got this dude around my kids, and you didn't tell me. And then she cops like a little attitude, bro, like, you can't tell me who I can be with, and hangs up on me. I'm like, fuck it, I'm on. So I'm headed over there. So I hit up Gilbert Arenas. And I'm just like, kind of briefly give him what's going on. I was like, I'm probably gonna need to get bailed out of jail tonight. He was gassed anyway. He's like, I got you, whatever you need, you're good.
I gotta be honest, man. I would have done the same thing. But number 7 is something I would never do. Because Michael Jordan once beat up his own teammate. See, during the Bulls training camp in 1995, Phil Jackson had Steve Kerr marking the GOAT. And MJ decided to turn the heat up during the scrimmage. Because not only was his teammate beating the living shit out of Kerr's, he wanted to get deep in Steve's head. So he started talking all kinds of trash. During all of this, Phil was sensing that Jordan was taking things a step too far. So he started handing him cheap fouls, which had Jordan even more angry, which eventually turned everything into a fist fight.
I have a lot of patience as a human being, but I tend to snap at some point because I'm extremely competitive too. I'm gonna fight.
He hauls off and hits me in the chest. And I just haul off and hit him right in the and Phil just throws me out of practice.
Yeah, this man straight up beat Steve Kerr for no good reason. But for number 6, we gotta talk about the NBA player that got himself on Kobe's naughty list. See, this is Mike Miller. And not only did the Black Mamba hold a grudge against him, he almost ended his career. The Grizzlies were in LA to face the Lakers. And during the third quarter, Mike Miller would turn things ugly.
Grizzlies Mike Miller goes to the weak side.
It's a left hand of arm of Miller's just cracks Kobe right on the left side.
Yeah, this dude split Kobe's eyebrow open. So the Black Mamba did the most Black Mamba thing possible. He went to the dressing room, got some stitches, came back in the fourth, and sat Miller down.
Ooh,
that's a hard.
That's going to be a flagrant one. There's the payback right there.
Miller hit the deck, and he ran into Kobe.
Yeah, this guy was a different breed, but so was PJ Brown, because for number 5, he did something so disrespectful, it ended another player's reputation. See, the Heat were taking a free throw when 6'2" Charlie Ward went up against 6'11" PJ Brown.
PJ Brown throws Charlie Ward, watch out. PJ Brown tricked Charlie Ward up and threw him into the photographer's row.
Honestly, that was uncalled for. This man picked up Ward like he was a 2-year-old who was having a temper tantrum. But number 4 is even worse, because we gotta talk about MJ again. See, after making a comeback after his first retirement in 1995, Jordan made the decision to wear number 45, something that had everyone's head spinning. And heading into their second round playoff series against the Magic, Nick Anderson would make his biggest mistake of all time.
10 seconds to play. And Jordan spinning his way against Anderson.
Because after beating the Bulls in Game 1, this dude had the audacity to go up to MJ and tell him,
He was like, 45 isn't 23. Oh, man.
Yeah, bro wanted all that smoke. So for game number 2, you know MJ brought the heat.
Finds Michael. The pull-up.
It's down, Roy. That's why I think they have to stay more at home with him. Hardaway. 10 on the shot clock. Fadeaway jumper from the baseline.
This man retired for 2 years, came back, got trash talked, and dropped 38 points in the next game. Now that's goated. And while we're on the topic, we've reached the top 3, so things are about to get brutal. Starting with the time a player forced his teammate to be traded. See, back in 2016, the Warriors and the Cavaliers were facing off in the NBA Finals. And going into the series, the Warriors were heavy favorites. But after Game 7, LeBron and Kyrie had made the impossible possible, leaving Draymond Green crushed. So he called his boy Kevin Durant with tears streaming down his eyes to come join the Warriors and take LeBron and the Cavaliers down. And after weeks of planning, KD was finally a Warrior. And not only did they win the finals against the Cavaliers in 2017, in 2018 they would sweep them. But in 2019, it would all take a nasty turn.
And for my own personal sanity, how much did our argument against the Clippers drive you to ultimately lead the Warriors?
It wasn't an argument. It was the way that everybody, Steve Kerr act like it didn't happen, Bob Myers, and tried to just discipline you and think that that would put the mask over everything. I really felt like that was such a big situation for us as a group. The first time we went through something like that, we had to get that all out. We just needed to throw all of that out on the table and say, yo, Dre, K, like that was f***ed up that we even had to go through that. Let's just wipe our hands with that and go finish the task. I don't think we did that and we tried to dance around it. I just didn't like how all of that, just the vibe between all of that, it just made it weird to me. And I'd rather us be who we say we are, family first. Communication is key. Like we didn't show that, and that's what rubbed me the wrong way more than anything.
Yeah, Draymond pretty much killed that team, but Kevin Durant shouldn't complain, because for number 2, he hurt his best friend even more. See, KD and Westbrook almost had all they could ask for. Teammates at OKC, Harden as their third wheel, yeah, they had it all, except one thing, a ring. And in 2012, they would make it all the way to the NBA Finals before getting their ass whooped by LeBron James. But that would only be the start of their downfall. See, after the finals, they made the decision to trade Harden to the Rockets. And at first, it looked like the right move, because fast forward to 2014, and the MVP is Kevin Durant. And just 2 years later, they would once again make it to the Western Conference Final, where they would face the 73-9 Warriors. And while everyone counted the Thunder out, they would eventually take a 3-1 lead, only for the unthinkable to happen.
The Warriors do it by becoming only the 10th team out of 233 to win a best-of-7 series while trailing 3 games to 1.
Yeah, they blew the lead. They left everyone wondering, is this duo cooked or nah?
The night before Kevin Durant flew to the Hamptons, and the other 4 dudes, Iguodala, Draymond, Steph, and Klay met with him, Kevin Durant had dinner with Russell Westbrook, Nick Collison, I think Royal Ivey, but I'm not sure, and literally looked Russell Westbrook in the face and told him, I'm not leaving, I'm staying. And then went to the Hamptons and announced that he was going to Golden State.
That's the weakest move I've ever seen from a superstar. Plain and simple. That's just how I look at it.
Yeah, this dude don't care about nobody. But listen, we're at the top moment. So wouldn't it make sense to have the biggest and most famous brawl in NBA history?
Defensive performance is. Smith on. There's a flagrant 2 foul. He's going to get thrown out of the game. Nate Robinson throwing a punch. Smith coming right back at him. And this has turned ugly. Robinson getting involved, grabbing Smith after. The Ushers trying to get. Smith still trying to throw some punches there. The Ushers quickly trying to break it up.
Yeah, that shit was wild. And not only that, this brawl ended with a total of 47 game suspensions. But imagine an NBA referee being suspended for 6 months, or another who was just sentenced to prison. And if you want to see more about that, then you need to watch this video right here.